For more than 70 years, two nations have stood divided, bound by history, faith, and loss. Their conflict has been defined by borders, battles, and bitter debates. But tonight, we're rising above the noise to ask a very different question. Can finance and technology succeed where politics has failed? Can shared prosperity and innovation finally build a bridge to peace? In the next 10 minutes, we'll hear from two women, one an economist from Ramallah, the other a technologist from Tel Aviv. They will debate whether economic interdependence and technological collaboration can truly end one of the world's longest-running conflicts. Stay with us as we explore if the future of peace can be coded, funded, and built. For more than 70 years, two nations have stood divided, bound by history, faith, and loss. But tonight, two voices rise above the noise to ask a different question. Can finance and technology succeed where politics has failed? From Ramallah, an economist who believes prosperity begins with freedom. From Tel Aviv, a technologist who believes innovation begins with security. This is the debate. Layla Hassan, Palestinian economist from the West Bank. Dana Cohen, Israeli software innovator from Tel Aviv. Two women, two perspectives, both shaping a region that defines the world. Let's begin with opening statements. For my family, economics is not numbers, it is life itself. Our young people dream big, yet opportunity ends at a checkpoint. They graduate with degrees in engineering and computer science, only to face an economy stifled by restrictions. Aid money flows in, but it's a bandage, not a cure. It doesn't grant us the freedom to build, to trade, to innovate. We have become an economy of survival, not of growth. True peace, lasting peace, will only begin the day we are allowed to own our future, control our resources, and build an economy of dignity. I grew up in Tel Aviv, a city buzzing with code and shadowed by conflict. My grandparents, survivors of persecution, built this nation from ashes. Their resilience taught us to turn fear into innovation, necessity into progress. Our tech sector is a global powerhouse. But even in our success, I feel the heavy shadow of this division. We build firewalls, both digital and physical, but they don't bring us peace of mind. A nation cannot truly thrive while living in a state of perpetual defense. The cost is more than financial. It's a moral burden we all carry. My great-grandparents lost their home in 1948. My parents grew up under military occupation. Every generation since has dreamed of freedom, but instead finds new barriers, financial and physical. The checkpoints, the permit system, the restrictions on trade, they aren't just political issues. They are economic strangulation. History gave Israel sovereignty and the tools to build a first-world economy. It left us in a state of dependency, waiting for a future that never seems to arrive. And my ancestors escaped a Europe that wanted them erased. The creation of Israel was an act of survival, not of supremacy. It was about having one place on earth where we could be safe. But the walls we built for security have become a prison for us both. The occupation and the cycle of fear chain us together morally and economically. Our GDP may rise, but our collective humanity declines with every life lost, every hope crushed. That is not sustainable growth for either of us. The conflict costs both our economies billions every year. In Gaza, the economy is shattered, with unemployment rates soaring near 60%. We have a generation of bright, educated young people with no jobs and no future. Imagine if we redirected the billions spent on walls and weapons toward a shared technology corridor, a joint innovation belt stretching from Gaza to Tel Aviv, powered by renewable energy, creating thousands of jobs for both Palestinians and Israelis. That's a real investment in peace. Israel spends over 5% of its GDP on defense. That's a staggering amount of capital and brainpower that could be building futures instead of fences. But investors, whether local or international, need stability, clear governance, and transparency. You can't build a joint venture on a foundation of mistrust. Peace requires not just hope, but accountability from both sides. Finance can only unite us when trust becomes our most valued currency, guaranteed by fair and enforceable agreements. My niece once asked me, why does the world seem to care more about our ruins than our dreams? It struck me deeply. We are a people constantly measured in aid dollars and casualty counts, not in our ambitions or our potential. We have poets, engineers, and entrepreneurs, but their stories are drowned out by the noise of conflict. Our dream isn't just to survive, it's to thrive. My daughter asked me a similar question last year. She said, "Mum, why do we have an iron dome to protect us from rockets, but not an iron piece to protect us from hate? We both live behind defense systems. Yours are physical walls and checkpoints. Mine are emotional walls, built from years of fear and anxiety." Maybe it's time we stop investing so much in barriers and start investing in bridges, in each other. Imagine Palestinian coders and Israeli engineers collaborating in shared workspaces, not as enemies, but as partners. We could build solar grids across the desert that power both our cities. We could create shared digital trade networks that bypass physical checkpoints. A blockchain-based reconstruction fund could ensure that every dollar is spent transparently, fairly, and without corruption. Technology can be a great liberator, but only if equality and justice are coded into its very foundation. I agree completely. Innovation without inclusivity is a hollow victory. A thriving Tel Aviv next to a struggling Ramallah is not a success story. It's a moral failure. The next peace treaty won't be drafted by diplomats in a closed room. It will be coded by our best and brightest developers, working together. Before we can share borders, we must first share broadband. Before we can exchange land for peace, we must first exchange trust for opportunity. Finance without freedom is just a modern form of servitude. Technology without equality is a tool for exploitation. But when you combine them, when they are shared and built on mutual respect, they can become a powerful force for liberation. Security without peace is just paranoia. Prosperity without partnership is fragile and unsustainable. We can continue to spend our GDP on drones and defense systems, or we can choose to invest it in the shared dreams of our children. Both have argued with intelligence and with heart. But one has redefined peace as more than just the end of war, as the beginning of shared opportunity and economic dignity. Tonight's debate goes to Layla Hassan for proving that freedom is not just a political ideal, but the essential foundation for lasting financial strength and genuine peace. Maybe one day we'll code that peace together. Let's start the prototype. Peace is not the absence of conflict. It is the presence of cooperation. Thank you so much for joining us for this crucial conversation. If this debate sparked new ideas or gave you a different perspective, please let us know in the comments below. What do you think is the path forward? We read every comment. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the issues that shape our world. We have another compelling debate coming up next week, so hit that notification bell to stay tuned. Thanks again for watching.